Hey there lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie, where I love to talk all things makeup. And in this video, I am going to be doing a soft glam eyeshadow look for beginners. Let's get into it. So there's a couple of things about this video that I'm super excited about. One is I'm going to be using one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes, which is Natasha Denona Retro Palette. It is just the most beautiful pinks, and I love pink for my blue eyes. Also, I recently bought some new makeup brushes on Amazon, and I bought a whole set, so I'm really excited to try these out today. Really soft, romantic glam look. And also, I bought a whole bunch of new brushes off of Amazon, so I'm really excited to try these out in this video. Alright, starting off here, so these Amazon brushes that I got, it's the Zamel, I think, and I'm going to be coming in with the large round blender 09 brush, and they feel super soft, which is nice, and I'm really excited to see how they blend out. Before a soft glam look, generally what I think of is a matte look. You can bring in a little bit of shimmer, generally just a very soft but also accentuated eye when it comes to that soft glam. I'm going to be coming in with the color Nude Mauve right here, and I'm going to put that in my crease. And when I say my crease, really I mean above my crease, because I have hooded eyes. And I have already primed and powdered my eyes. I primed it with some concealer, and you really want to put some powder down because that will really help the blending so much. When it's just raw, eyeshadow primer or concealer, which is great for making shimmer shadows stick, but it doesn't work for matte shadows so much. It doesn't help them blend very well because it just keeps sticking and skipping, to that really grippy eyeshadow primer or to the concealer. So that's why you want to put the powder down to really help this blend out and not be, this chunky mess across here. So far, I'm really liking these brushes. And I'm going to focus on really giving a lifted look to my eye. Oh, I just love this palette. These colors are so pretty. These mauves and pinks. They are so feminine and so romantic. They're perfect for any wedding. So when I think of weddings, I always think of either like peach or pink. I certainly did pink on my wedding day. Actually, I think I did brown eyeshadow because that is also a super awesome color for blue eyes. And I used pink lipstick. So I did incorporate the pink. Okay, now that I have shaped out my eye with that color here, I put well above my crease, leaving plenty of lid space here, empty space, so that it gives my eyes a wider effect. And then I really brought that color, up to give it even more of a lifted effect rather than coming down this way and following that curvature, natural curvature of my eye. I want to give it a very lifted look. The soft glam, I think, it's soft, it's feminine, it's romantic, but it's also, it's got this lift to it where you feel like every feature you have is snatched and lifted. And I'm going to come in with the brush, the Pro Tapered Blender 19, a very small fluffy brush here. I'm going to come in with a little bit of Go-Go so that I can bring some more of that pink before I start deepening this up. And I'm gonna follow that same outline that I already created with my transition shade, I'm putting it in the same place, bringing it up and into my crease to blend it. Make sure those colors are very well blended together. And then bringing it in just a little bit more and up. Oh yeah, that's great. Great combo. Natasha Denona does a really good job curating her palettes and in such a way that all of the colors work fantastic together. If you also notice, I am coming at an angle like this to my eye where the brush is pointed up rather than coming down this way, because that would drag that eyeshadow down the corner of my eye. And so by going right here, I'm limited with the, the space I can go. It's either up or down, right? And that is going to give me that lifted look. And then when I come up here to my hood, then I'm just blending that into my crease. And then I'm gonna be coming in with the pencil crease, number 13. And I'm gonna use this to deepen up that outer corner even more now. And I'm gonna use the color Opart. And I really like this color because it's not like a typical brown. It's got some brown, or it's got some purple and mauvey tones in it. Do you say mauve or mauve? I kind of switch between both of them because I never know. It's like saying data or data. Which one are you? Are you a data or data? Are you a mauve or mauve? Comment down below. And I'm gonna bring this, and I'm focusing this just mostly out here. I'm not gonna bring it in like I was with that other go-go color. Making sure I'm still doing that same shape. And that's the nice thing about a transition shade, is that it can start to provide that shape that you already want to your eye look. So then really what you're doing with the rest of your colors is just coming in and filling it in, deepening it up. Not going too harsh. I'm gonna come in with that transition shade brush that I was using and try and lighten this up just a little bit, and also blend the colors together. I'm actually gonna come in with that fluffy brush that I was using for Go-Go, put just a little bit more on to bring that pink back in. Because when I think of like full glam, I think of really dark and deep, and you're using a black and a like darkest brown color out here. But when we're doing soft glam, I like just a little bit of darkness, not too much. I don't want it to overtake this look. And I have to be mindful of my hood here. It really likes to skip this space right here where you can see that flap of skin. So that's why I lift my eyes, so I can make sure I'm really filling in that space and blending it well. Now I'm gonna come in with the brush, the Oval Shadow 20. And I really like this one because it's a lot bigger than a normal flat shader brush. And so I can really cover a lot more ground rather than dipping in so many times and packing it on, which is totally fine. Okay, now I'm gonna come in with the color Maud. This is actually like the most beautiful pinky kind of light colors. And I'm gonna fill in my lid space where I don't have any eyeshadow on my mobile lid. And I'm also gonna bring it up into my transition shade and then tap it over the dark areas, because what it will do is also soften those. And then I'll come back in with that small shader brush I was using, just slightly go over so that it doesn't give too much of a white cast on those dark shades. I'm just gonna tap, 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 because I want color payoff. When you want color payoff, then you want to tap and pack that color on. When you want just a light shade of color, that's when you use your fluffy blending brushes. I feel like this look needs just a little hint of shimmer. Am I gonna ruin it with that? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna put it just right here where the dark meets the light. And sometimes that works really well as kind of like your transition shade from your dark to your light. I'm gonna come in with the Firm Shadow 22. So this is much smaller shader brush compared to this big one that I was using. You see the difference there? This one is so much smaller than that one, which is perfect for what I am wanting to do, because I'm really wanting to just be very targeted with this shimmer shade. And I'm gonna be coming in with the color Psychedelic. Pack that on that brush and make sure to tap off any excess, because the excess shimmer will fall off. And if I don't tap it off now, then it'll just fall off on my face. And I'm gonna tap this right here in between my dark and my light. And I am bringing it up into my crease and above my crease a little bit. So it's kind of like this stripe, a little bit of shimmer. Match this on the other side. I love it when a look comes together so well. You have this vision in your head, and then to see it actually play out on your eyes or your face, and it just, oh, it makes me so happy. Like, gives me butterflies in my stomach and shivers, and I'm so excited because I look at it and I'm like, yes, I achieved what I was hoping for and more generally. So I'm gonna come in with a brown eyeliner instead of a black to, again, keep this as a soft look. You could come in with black and really define it a lot more. I think a black liquid liner would look super good with this look. But I'm just gonna come in with my brown eyeliner. And I'm going to emphasize this lift that I've got going on out here. And I'm keeping it, it's kind of like a soft shadow of my eyeshadow I've got going on. And then drag this in here. And I'm gonna keep this at the very, very base of my lashes. And this is going to help define my lash line just a little bit more. And I'm gonna use their flat definer number 17 brush. I always like using these for dragging out my eyeshadows and for smudging them. This one is a lot longer bristled and softer than my other flat definer brushes, but I kind of like that it was longer and softer, so it's softer on my eyes. All right, I will go ahead and do the rest of my base, and then we'll come back and finish up the eye look. Okay, I've got my face all done, and I did use the face brushes of this new brush brand that I bought on Amazon, and I love them. They're so awesome. One thing that's really funny, look at this powder brush. It is huge. It's so big. But I actually really, really enjoyed using this on my face. Now to finish up this eye look, bring it all together, we're gonna dip back into the palette, and I'm gonna use that same Go-Go color that we used kind of in the outer corner of our eyes, like this pinkish color. And I'm gonna pinch my brush because I'm using the same fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna put this just in the outer third of my eye here. I don't wanna make my eye too heavy or drag down, but I wanna tie this all together. Then I'm gonna take that same small pencil brush that we used for the color O Part, which is that darkest color, and I'm gonna be very precise and get this in just this outer third, but really keep it as close to my lash line as possible. So it's kind of almost like an eyeliner that I'm applying. Now I've got some shade going on, and then I'm gonna come in and I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes. Again, only focusing on that outer third of my eye. Because if I bring this all the way around my whole eye, it's gonna close off my eye. And I wanna keep it wide open and awake. Then we're gonna come in with that same psychedelic pink shimmer. And I'm gonna put that just right here, my inner corner. So I've got it up here, and then I've got it down here, just tying that all together. And you're very precise of where you put eyeshadow colors. It looks so intentional and so beautiful. Okay, we are on the last steps here. Final steps. If you stuck around all the way to this point, I appreciate so much. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because obviously we're friends and you'll want to stick around so that you can get more video recommendations from me. We're going to go ahead and put on some false lashes. I'm only going to be putting them in the outer part of my eye. So I already have a pre-cut lash here. It's really small. I think it's about like 7 clumps here. You can see how this side is smaller than this side. You always want to cut your lashes from the smallest to the biggest, so making sure that we're not putting like the biggest part of the lashes out here because we want to make sure that we're blending these into our lashes. So that's why you want to start on the smallest part of the lashes. That's supposed to technically go, you know, in that inner corner there. We're going to go ahead and put some glue on. And I'm going to focus this glue on the top part of that band there. Because I do have hooded eyes, I want to make sure that it's lifting my eyes and not dragging my eyes down. It doesn't take very much glue. And then we're going to go ahead and let this dry and just get a little bit tacky, because if it's too wet then it's just going to slide around and you're going to get glue everywhere. Okay, it's probably tacky enough. And then, get my mirror really close. I'm going to put this next to my lash line and then lift it up a little bit, just at that end there. I want to make sure to blend that into my lashes. So I'm only getting this outer corner of my eye. I'm emphasizing that outer corner to give my eye even more lift, to exaggerate that eyeshadow and the eyeliner. If I was doing the full glam look here, that's when I would bring in the full strip of lashes. But for these soft glam looks, I like just doing a little bit. This eye always trips me up because I try to put it in like the same place that I do on this side, but I realize that it doesn't go out enough, and so like the long lashes are still in from my outermost lashes. There we go. We've got this full, complete, soft glam look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, go ahead and click on this video where I teach you how to contour and highlight so that you can really get that full effect of the soft glam look, connecting your eyes with your face and creating the entire soft glam look. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!